How's it going, guys? Black Bart here, bringing you another build guide. This one on one that we worked on last night, which is a dual pistol build. Really looking forward to showing you this one because it actually makes the pistols pretty decent. They still don't compare to crossbows, but this one gets us about as much damage as we can squeak out of it, and we're definitely getting somewhere. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to pistols in the game. In the later stages of the game. So let's get to it. We get started with the gear. The gear's easy as usual, at least for right now. Not too terribly complex because we're not later in the game. But pretty much we're going to stack agility on absolutely everything that we can, and then put ferocity on gems and your amulet. So if you had a gem here, you'd put ferocity, 3 gems here, you'd put ferocity, 2 here, you'd put ferocity. Pretty simple on the pistols as well. We're looking at physical damage, if you can get it. The exceptional tag right next to where the cursor is gets us more damage, and then all physical damage on the gems there, and then physical damage, no surprises here on bronze rings, as well as the overkill chance, so goldstone gems on each one of these supports. All attributes are good. At this point, we don't know what our agility is, but it should be somewhere in like 500, so a flat agility, flat attributes is better than percent attributes, and then obviously flat agility is much better, or flat ferocity. Each one of those will work. I believe you get the most worth out of all attributes though. And then we have your cloak here, which it's actually really important to have crit chance on here because it reduces how much agility you really need, and it's easy to get. So yeah, down here we're just going to stack as much in physical damage and all attributes and agility as you can. I have quite a lot of these. I would say the ranking would be all attributes, and then physical damage, and then all to agility. And then from there it doesn't really matter. You can throw crit chance for weapons on there. Not terribly important, and I believe the other stats would be better. You'd be better off with those, but you have what you have, and that's all we have. So let's move on to the passives. Okay, as usual, we've reset our guys so we can build this from scratch. We played around with this quite a lot, moving in a lot of different directions and trying to pull the most damage we can for pistols, and I think we found it. There's still a point or two that we can move around, so we'll go over where those are at. Anyway, we're going to start off here in the Legionnaire, just cruise Legionary, and cruise literally right through here, grabbing this one along the way. It's just a little bit of ferocity. It's not much, but there wasn't really anything within 1 point of any of the stuff that we had to get worth out of, so we moved there. We're going to go to our lovely presence nodes over here, as well as the ferocity nodes. These are just all around good, and we'll come back to that one here in a second. We're actually going to cruise through and grab our overkill nodes as well as our block, even though we should have 0% block unless you get it on an amulet for some reason, so it's not really going to be helpful, but these two are overkill, and overkill bonuses added on top last longer. So we have a few of those here. So we have toughness, we'll actually get ferocity, we'll snag this point over here, but we'll also wind up getting overkill agility. So anytime you overkill something, your agility, your toughness, and your ferocity all are going to grow up. Which basically just means your damage is going to go up and a little bit of health, but other than that, not that helpful in the toughness. We are going to scoot straight through the assassin over to overkill agility. We do want this overkill chance. We have near 100% crit chance, so this is a flat 10% increase on overkills, and then 15% increase on overkills. and then whatever you have on your gear. So you're going to be running something like 40% chance of overkill, which is really helpful for this build. We're going to start moving off here into the damage nodes for... This is not very helpful. Not helpful at all, but we'll go in this direction because it might possibly work a little bit better. We'll come here and we'll grab these two. Since we're critting very often, each time you gain ammunition every time you crit strike, and you crit strike 100% of the time, so you're never going to need this one over here with the increased amount of charges. So we'll go there, and then we'll scoot up and waste a point there. We're going to move over, we're going to grab both of these just for convenience. We're going to grab our power coating just because it's good. And then we're just going to cruise through all of these, but these two, because the ricochets don't work on pistols yet. So unfortunately not helpful, although those will be a lovely add-in later once that works. These two are terrific. We've gone into why in previous videos, but it's a ridiculous amount. So let's see, 4 times 20. So you're looking at 80% physical damage gained from these two nodes. It's very, 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 very powerful. Alright, and then we're going to go into our little 6th link over here on the toughness side. We're going to grab 1 point here for the ability to get around reflect, and then I forgot this one over here, it's just 5% increased damage. This is what our build looks like. It's a little scattered everywhere, pretty much everywhere. But we found that you didn't get very much damage out of here. You wasted too many points to get too little damage out of here. Nothing really in here that helps. Some little bit of quality of life, but not really that much with the way pistols work right now, and no real damage off of this. So this seems like the optimal route for pistols at the moment, until hopefully this section gets filled in with some pistol nodes. Which is what I'm assuming will happen. Anywho, we'll lock that in. We will, ooh, wrong button. We'll go into this, our attributes. We are going to look at our crit when we're actually dropping these in and play around with them. I personally, with this build, don't like anything less than 90%, a little bit higher, and then dump the rest in the ferocity. Your ferocity can go much higher. We're looking at probably somewhere in the almost 400 range, and depending on how much crit gear you have on, which we don't have too much, I could possibly get some crit here and be able to reduce this and put more of it into ferocity, and then you'll get more damage. It should help out a lot. Alright, now we'll just go into the skills we're going to use. We're going to use spread shot with your normal, both right side here, more projectiles, more in a tighter precision area. This would be great if it wasn't on the same node as this one, but this one is just too powerful. Being able to pull in your shots to a much tighter cone is very, very powerful. And we don't really have problems with rage because pistols are bugged out right now. We are going to go with battle art on here. We're going to go with infiltration on here. We're going to go with our 2 ammunition types. I usually keep a holy dive on there because it's just a nice movement skill. We'll change these both to bleed's not really very good right now. You can go either cold or shock. That doesn't matter, whichever one you fancy. And then we just kill stuff. So let's show you some gameplay here. We'll start off in a bounty. Take a look. Oh, we got a good bounty too. Cool. Start off in here. I usually holy dive in because then you can start with your spread shots. And I believe that spread shots are bugged out right now. They are actually producing rage with pistols instead of spending it. So makes it pretty easy to get around with, and then also why pestilence is not really the mode of transport. We do pretty good damage here. You can see my auto shots are hitting anywhere as high as I've got up to 9,000 crits. It's still not going to compete with a crossbow yet, but I do believe crossbows are going to be getting nerfed in the near future, just to bring them in line with the other weapons, but or vice versa, buffed pistol damage in skills. There was a nice 80, 600. You always want to move a little bit before each target, that way you get bonus from your momentum, and then you just keep it moving. And then you can use either one, your auto attack or your spread shot, doesn't really matter, whichever one you like. And it feels good. It feels good like this. Just in general, it's a pretty cool build. I like it. We'll zip over to Graz and show you what that looks like. It's not going to be as impressive as a crossbow, but it's definitely a good kill for sure. I usually swap out a fireball into here just so I can preload rage. You can do that any way you want. So I'll just sit here and I'll spam fireballs so I can do that. That's pretty simple right now, but still effective. So anywho, that's this build. We worked on it last night. Myself and Swole were kind of going back and forth and putting this one together. It's definitely fun to play. I love the sound. The feel of pistols are very good, and just a lot of fun. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys have a good one. Out.